What's happening? This is Jun Tzu. Just Slabberin.
I told you.
What's happening? This is Jun Tzu, Just Slabberin. Today we're joined by a very special guest. It's my longtime bro, Carl Quinn.
How's it going, bro?
How are you, bro? So what are you now? Multi-award winning international cinematographer, director?
Cinematographer.
Cinematographer.
Doing bits.
Militant shit, bro. So I've known you now, what, over 10 years?
10 years, bro, yep.
We lost contact then for about 10 years. Like, it was about 10 years ago that I met you and we were, I got you filming for me.
Yeah, it was a mad old story, that one. Like, Johnny's the one that actually got me going. Like, when you think about that, that's fucking
It's
nuts,
deep.
isn't it?
It's deep, bro. Especially seeing what you accomplished after that. You've went on and done some phenomenal things in these last 10 years. That's why I was thinking, holy shit, bro. You've see you there with Lucy Lou and all sorts out in wee private dates with Lucy Lou and all. She snuggled into you and all. I'm thinking, what's Carl up to these days?
I wish. No, fuck nothing like that, but yeah.
So you've smashed it. We're going to get into all that today. Listen, today's podcast, Just Slabberin, it's sponsored by Hotbox. Big shout out to Hotbox letting us use the studios. It's also sponsored by Weedy Wonka, the absolute Don Dana. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to get into what's happening as well. There's very special projects coming up. So let's start at the beginning. Where are you from, Carl?
I'm from a wee seaside town in the north of, can I say north of Ireland?
You say it is the north of Ireland. It's not the north of England, anyway.
Yeah, called Ballycastle, born and raised. There's a fucking population of about 3,000 people in there. You either grow up to be a farmer or a bricklayer, you know, one of those towns.
Yeah,
like.
man. So you were destined to be a farmer?
Yep, destined to be a farmer.
And then how did you end up going on dates with Lucy Lou?
It was a weird one. Basically, I was always like very out there and loud, and I have ADHD, and it's just always been the mad one of the group.
Yes.
So none of that ever interested me, and people were always like, oh, you know, I'm going to go and learn a trade here, I'm going to go do this and do that, and my dad's a brickie, so I'm going to take on the business, and then I was going, what the fuck am I going to do? Like, what? Went to school, clowned about, I got like 2 GCSEs or something stinking. I'll never forget it. We were all down the park, like the playground, all the ones I ran about with, and all. I was like, oh yes, I'm staying on for 6th year. I'm gonna go do this, do that, and all. I'm gonna go to uni and do. And I was going, fuck me, I am going. This is it. It's bricklayer time now. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what's gonna happen? So, I ended up. My ma wormed her way into the school and was like, listen, give him a chance to repeat his GCSEs and take him on for another year, or whatever. And he fucks about, then by all means, but give him a chance, sort of thing. I was like the last straw. Went in and got expelled after the first week because I was smoking a fag out the back and my hair was bleached blonde and fucking, and they were just like, no, you can't be doing that. You know, you're not setting an example for the kids. Blah blah blah. And it put a pin in that, right? Every 6 months I get a message from that school asking me to go and speak at it. Now to this day.
Are you joking,
Swear
mate?
down.
Wow.
They're like, oh, can you know, be a great story for the kids, inspiring the kids and blah, 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 coming through how we nurtured your talent and all. Did you fuck? Do you know what I mean? I got expelled.
Rats.
Aye.
Shows you, doesn't it, bro? That is funny, that, Carl. So have you never went back to the school?
Nah.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Aired.
Why don't you should actually go back and then say, you know, it's great to be here. Because last time I was here, the wee rats in charge kicked me out. No,
Mic drop. 100%. Everybody says that. Everybody says to go and do that for a laugh. Like, I couldn't even.
I know what you mean.
My ma still has to live in that town. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's all very cliquey. And
no, you're right. But to be honest, it speaks for itself. You're not going back.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Because it shows you as well. If they wanted to, you know, get on like that, then, you know. I have a song coming out called Headmaster, and it's actually about the school system. You know, I think the school system's completely outdated. It has no people like us, like who are creative. You know, it has nothing for that. You know, it teaches drones. It teaches you how to be a slave. You know, it's a slave mentality.
100%.
Even when you look at the education process, it's all like memorize, repeat. That's what an exam is.
Yeah.
How much have you remembered and how much can you repeat?
100%.
But I don't care if you understand it. You know, it's the same with like theory tests for your driving. I used to laugh. I thought this is not educating anyone because, you know, you pass your theory test by memorising and repeating these multiple choice questions.
100%. And then 2 weeks later, you haven't a clue what's
You
going on.
haven't got a clue because you just memorised it, you know what I mean, for a certain time. So it's ridiculous. It's not... So imagine like school systems, you know, they're like 100 years outdated. Imagine, like, you know, they said to you, what is your passions and all, what do you want to get into? And then they, you know, encourage that the whole way through.
100%.
You'd be flying, you know what I mean?
I remember, I haven't even finished that other story, but we'll fast forward a bit, right? So I remember being on the dole, going into the dole office, and they were like, what do you want to do? Like, what are you interested in? And I was like, oh, you know, I want to, like, make videos and shoot films and blah, and they literally looked at me as if I had two heads, and they were like, right, okay. They didn't even go, oh, is there anything you can get into? What about contacting an screen? It didn't even offer me anything. They just went, they basically were like, you having a laugh, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? So even there, it's just like, there is no support for the arts or people who want to do, you know, you said a teacher says, what do you want to do? And you go, I want to be a fucking rock star. And they go, great, get into the room, get on the guitar, let's have you. None of that, do you know what I mean? So, it's a stinker, like.
Yeah, it's bullshit, bro. I always thought that it's not designed... it's not designed for people to think outside of the box.
Yeah.
It's the complete opposite, you know. So, yeah, when did you start wanting to do the camera work?
So then, went back to school, got expelled, was washing dishes for 3 years in a wee local like bar.
Yep.
Restaurant, bar, whatever. And I moved out of home, so I wasn't living at home anymore. I was 16 when I moved out, and lived with a couple of my mates in this absolute shebang. Like, it was a smeg then. It was just shit. Do you know what I mean? It didn't even barely had electricity. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yep.
The floors were concrete, no carpet. Do you know what I mean? Not even concrete, mate. It was like a garage.
Yeah, it's Grimesville.
Yeah, Smegsville. And went to college, to do my. Basically, I had like a foundation year where you had to get your GCSEs, but it was like the equivalent of it was fucking NVQ level 2 or something like that. Yeah. Got all that. Did performing arts. So what I wanted to do, you know, playing guitar. Oh, sorry, I was a musician, so I played guitar. I was in bands and just a creative person. Got like a triple distinction star, which is like a triple A star, basically. And that went to uni in Manchester. Well, outside Manchester. It was called Manchester Metropolitan University, but it was based in Crewe.
Yeah, no Crewe. Yeah.
But it was like the creative division of it, whatever. But I thought I was going to Manchester. I was like, man, like, you know, like,
I remember.
And got
Crewe's
there.
about an hour and a half outside of Manchester, isn't it?
It's a fucking train station, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gets there anyway, and I'm looking around being like, what the fuck have I signed up for here? I only went for the party, like, do you know what I mean? And to have the crack, and anyway, dropped out after a year of that.
I'm not surprised. Stuck in Crewe, fuck's sake.
So I was back home, and I didn't know what to do. I was in a band at the time, wanted a music video, couldn't afford one, so my girlfriend at the time had an iPhone, and I was like, I'll just shoot one myself, so I shot it on an iPhone, you know, like messing about.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I really enjoy this. And I was like, this is a good crack. So the car I had at the time, I sold it to get like this wee shitty camera. I mean, it was crap, like, but I thought it was the best thing ever. Then started messaging local artists, local bands, can I shoot a music video for you? I'll not charge you, I just want to practice, build up my portfolio, blah, blah, blah. And then that's how I got on to you, because I messaged you, and I was like, he's never going to reply to me, because you'd just done, like, you were coming off the back of Born in Belfast, and you were just about to release your album, and you were like, I've already got somebody shooting a video for me, bro. It was Oliver Whitehouse, do you remember?
Yes.
G, right?
Yeah,
It was
Section Red.
Aye, Section Red,
Yep.
sick, right? And he came over from England, didn't he?
Yes.
So you were like, but come down anyway, come down and have the crack and take some photos or do whatever you want to do and blah, blah, blah. And then at that moment, that's when we met, and I don't know, it was fucking just a weird one. I just stuck to you for a while then. You were like, oh, I'm playing a festival next week, do you want to come? And I was like, yeah, fuck it.
Anywhere then, and you came to the my album launch too.
Yeah, in the Crumb,
and
aye.
you filmed the Crumb and everything, didn't you?
Yeah.
You were like, you were just always on hand. Anytime I ever needed any type of cameraman, film man, photography, you were there, like, you know. So you had a real passion for it, you know. And then I was like, when I done the album and everything, done the album launch, I just sort of packed up, moved to Spain, then disappeared. You with me?
Yep.
So tell me what happened after that. So, because we were actually working on, there was another fella and all, we were making like a documentary, but it never even ended up happening.
Yeah.
Filmed with him for years, but we never done nothing.
Yeah.
So when I moved to Spain, I forgot about all that. What happened to you then?
So
what did you do?
I stuck about then with Chris, the fella you were
Yeah.
talking about, and me and him were working together for a bit, and I sort of learned off him for a while. But then he was basically like doing his own. He's like a documentary filmmaker, as you say, and he did a lot of like corporate videos and stuff as well. So that's where he was in the midst of building a business for himself. He was already well established.
Yeah.
And I was still coming up and trying to learn and be better. And the things I wanted to do were more experimental and weird, and I just wanted to do mad shit. Do you know what I mean? That would sort of people would go, what the fuck? Who's this kid and what's he doing? You know, rather than just something that's been done.
Yeah.
Done well. You know what I mean? Chris does a brilliant job.
Yes.
But I just wanted to do something down a different path. So I just felt that I had to sort of steer off and do my own thing for a while and learn from my mistakes, you know, rather than be coached by someone. I felt like in the real world I had to fuck up a load of times to go, I'll not do that again, you know, rather than just being like, don't do this, don't do that, do it this way.
Because you'd always be asking why.
Yeah.
Why don't do it like that? And then when you do it, and then you think, fuck, that's the reason why.
Or you could do it and it's fucking banging. And then you're like,
you didn't do it right.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
You just didn't do it right. I understand that. So when you branched out on your own then?
Yeah, so then I done loads and loads of music videos. That was the main thing. And then
I remember you tell me some who did you do some for? It was all for we Northern Ireland rappers now at the time, wasn't it? Who did you do?
Juma, do you remember Juma?
Yes.
Juma did
mixed race fella.
Yeah.
He's a good lad, Juma. He was a good lad.
He's over in Ghana or something now.
Is he? Was he from Lisburn or something?
Lisburn, aye,
He was a lovely lad. I like Juma.
His dad was a famous boxer, Danny Juma. You ever heard of him?
No, Danny Juma.
Boxed down in Dublin. He was unbelievable.
Right. So Juma, then you done Juma's video, and who else?
Oh, fuck, I can't even remember now, man. I did a lot of like metal bands. Just anyone and anybody that I could
get.
So then once it started getting a bit better and, as I said, experimenting, knew it was good, people then started coming to me and being like, oh, here, mate, I seen that video you done for such and such, can you do one for me?
Yes.
And I'm like, I can, mate. 100 quid, right? So 100 quid, right? So then I started going 100 quid. Then after a couple of months, 200 quid. And then started building myself up.
Yeah.
Then it was flat out, just music videos.
Yeah.
But then
and I get that too, because, sorry to interrupt you, but when you say like 100 quid,
mm-hmm.
you know, at the time, because you've never done nothing, and you get 100 quid, but then you look at all the fucking work that you're doing, and you're thinking, this is not a fucking 100 quid's worth of work. No. You know what I mean? So you kept on, you were looking for your own worth, really, too, you know?
And even at that, I moved to Belfast. My mate was a chef in Wetherspoons, right? Yeah. So he was on the bare minimum of money. You alright?
Yes.
He was on the bare minimum of dough, and he was letting me sleep on a sofa in Belfast. So remember whenever I was running about with Chris and all, I was living with my mates, sleeping on a sofa, and we were chipping in all like every 2 days for 10 fags. Remember we used to be able to get 10 fags between us? We used to call it splitting filters. You know, we rip a filter in half for a rollie, like for fuck's sake. Skint. And after a while then, started making a wee bit of money with nothing to write home about. And it got to the point where I felt like emotionally and creatively drained with music videos, because every artist wanted the same thing because they were aspiring to be who they looked up to, and I was going like, man, this has been done a million times, I want to do something different. They're like, oh, I know, but this is what we want, and it just became a bit mundane, so it became like a 9 to 5. And I was like, get me out of here.
Yes, literally the same video every fucking day, just kids rapping into the camera.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
So then after a while I was like, look, music videos isn't the only thing you can do here. There must be something else you can do. And I was always really interested in advertising and like TV ads, like really creative TV ads. Like there's some mad ones at the minute for like KFC and all, an agency in London called Muller do. And they're just insane, like just break the mold, you know what I mean? You go, fuck me, as a brand like that is ballsy to put your name to that, but they don't care, do you know what I mean? So I always wanted to do stuff like that, and there's a local ad agency called Ardmore that I seen they were putting up a job for a videographer. It was basically for social media stuff and all, but it was good money for my age, and I was like, fuck it, I'll do this. I'll apply for this, see if I get it. I can do that 9 to 5 and then make my dough that way, but still pick and choose then the odd, band or artist that I want to work with and develop it over a longer thing rather than just bashing out music videos every 2 days. Do you know what I mean? So did that, worked 9 to 5 every day, got the job, worked 9 to 5 every day, and then came home and was editing or shooting or doing something, so I never slept. And I was going with a girl at the time, I was going with for 8 years, and we ended up breaking up and all because I just all my time was spent shooting or editing or doing something. I ended up taking a nervous breakdown, got anxiety disorder, never left the house for 3 months. Like, was just bedridden, just fried. Just that's the perfect word, fried. And then I just had to take a step back from everything and just focused on my 9 to 5 then. It sort of became a bit zombified, if that makes sense.
Obviously, it's because you're a creative person, and if you're not doing anything creative,
Yeah.
yeah, you start getting depressed. You can feel it. It's very true. You have to have a creative outlet.
So once I started in that job, it was weird because I'd only been hired to do the social media stuff, but after like 2 months, the creative director of the agency was like, fuck, your stuff's good, like you could maybe do a TV ad for us. And I did my first TV ad for Line, you know, the book company.
Yes.
Did one for them. I remember seeing it and all. Fucking, it was playing on the break of Love Island, and I was like, "Fuck, this is massive," and all. You know, I was sitting down
Obviously, it is. That's
paused
brilliant.
it and all, and watched it back about 6 times. And now, like, I just fucking when I was on TV, there's like 10 ads that I've shot on. They just come up, do you know what I mean? I was like,
Really,
"Get that
bro?
bit."
Serious?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic.
But it's like the
But that was your
novelties wore
first,
off.
yeah. But the Line one was your first one.
Yeah, yeah.
What was it? How long was it as well? Like 20 seconds.
20 seconds, yeah.
Yeah. And what did you film? Lines going in and out or something?
It's basically like about their service, like on the boat and fucking just loads of different things. But it actually stands up to this day. Like, if I've seen it, I'd be like, that's actually quite good, because I knew what went into it.
Of course.
Versus it was like me, another fella, and like just shitty gear and just trying to make what we could out of it.
Awesome.
Whereas now, you know, it's fucking $250,000 budget with fucking full camera team behind you.
Of course. But that's all the journey.
Yeah.
So that's incredible. So you started doing the adverts.
Yes.
You seen yourself on TV. You seen your work on TV. You know, you're building it up then. Had you decided there were no more music videos for the time being then, or what?
Yeah, so it was like, the other thing was that I was putting so much blood, sweat and tears into these music videos for my own creative outlet.
Yeah.
And they weren't getting seen by anybody. You know what I mean? Local artists, not to slate them, they're good and a lot of them are very talented, but they don't push themselves enough. And I feel like you have to treat anything like a business. Do you know what I mean? You have to treat your music like a business. Like, you can't just expect to release a song, put it on SoundCloud and expect to be famous in the morning. Like, you know, you have to push it, you have to market it, you have to... Same as a product. Wonka, what's he doing now? Do you know what I mean? He's pushing his product. That it has to get seen.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's 100% real. A lot of people, you say it's their egos, don't let them. So what they're expecting is...
Sorry to interrupt. I said I wouldn't do this because of the mics, but
I said you're allowed, but you eat as many as you need to.
Yeah, they're sick.
You know what I mean? No, I'm
Sick,
all right. A wee sugar boost, there's nothing wrong with that. Keep you boosted up, you know. So yeah, a lot of kids, their egos won't let them. They won't let them promote it, and I understand that. As a rapper, they're thinking, I just released the video, and it should just take off from there.
Why?
No, because in a way that's like what else as well is there? This is why you need a team. Let me explain this, right? An artist is an artist. You with me?
Yep.
They're not a promoter. They're not, you know, a marketer. You know, and that's what you have to sort of be. You have to be
manager,
all of them things.
booker,
Tour manager, everything. What they're supposed to do is just focus on their art and keep creating. And a lot of artists are even like, you know, they like to think they're critics now, and they would listen to what the critics say and then try and mold their music around what critics say. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to leave critics to be critics and anyone else to do what their jobs are, and you just focus on creating.
100%.
You know, but that's where they don't as well nowadays. It's too intertwined, you know, and they're trying to like play everything, and that's why it all becomes watered down mush. That's why, like you said, you find yourself recording fucking video after video. It's all generic bullshit. Yeah, all the exact same time, bop, and everyone in the... I'm thinking of having smoke grenades in the background, all of us, you know.
I know, the roommate. Oh my god.
You're thinking smoke grenades? Genius.
I've never seen that before.
Never thought of that,
That's
you know.
nuts. Oh, yeah.
And fuck's sake, you remember?
And then people, there's another one, people would go, oh bro, I want you to shoot me a viral video. And I'm like, what does that even fucking mean?
Yeah.
You cannot control if something goes viral or not. You know what I mean? Shoot me a viral video. I want it to do 2 million views.
Yeah.
Here's $2,000.
Yeah, exactly.
See if a business, see if KFC wanted a video that hit 2 million hits. It'd be fucking £2 million. Like, do you know what I mean? Here's $2,000 for a viral video, mate.
Yeah, of course. And the truth is, you know, you can make a viral video with fucking
a phone.
£0.
Yeah.
Yeah, just film it, and if you say something funny enough, you know what I mean? Remember the wee Popeye's chicken boy. The wee black kid stood there in the shop. Remember, when he walks in, laughs at him, and he just does a wee silly face. Boom, that was him. Trillions of views the boy had. You know what I mean? So you can't control viralness, obviously not. But obviously you can control your quality of work and what you put your name to.
Yeah.
You
but
know?
then the other thing was, people were going, right, I'm going to put real coin behind this and all, and they'll put like a good amount of money behind a video, expecting it to do really well. And it wouldn't do well, but it wasn't because of the video, it was because they hadn't marketed it. You know what I mean?
Yes,
They'd put everything they had into this video that wasn't getting seen by anyone, but had it have been, I could have guaranteed it would have blew up, you know?
I understand that too, and it's sad in a way because, you know, people on the ground as well. It's easy to say, put it into your craft, but look, so you put $5,000 or something into a music video, and you've probably spent £1,000 or something recording it, getting it all done. These are normal kids. Like, they don't have fucking endless dough. That's a hell of a lot of dough, especially for one song. Do you know what I mean? Like, and what are you supposed to do that every tune you release? Fuck that, then you're losing. You know what I mean? So
their mates put it on their Facebooks.
And then once you've spent all that, it's very hard to think. Like, I'll tell you the God's honest truth. I'll just be straight up real with you. I've never paid for promotion in my life. Yeah. Never. Everything that I've ever had has come to me. Right from Charlie Sloth to Section Red, Oliver Whitehouse. Yeah. He messaged me. Yeah. He said to me, I seen you on Fire in the Booth. Yeah. I would love to shoot a music video for you. Sick. It'll be free of charge, but it'll go on my channel. No. I says, listen, sounds good. I'd never had a video. Me and my manager, who's dead now, he shot Wee Johnny for me. Aye. He shot that, and just me and him on like some bust up street.
I love that video, bro.
Exactly. That was my manager who shot that. He's dead now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. He died the year I released The Troubles. A year before I released The Troubles.
Fuck,
so
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's dead now 11 years.
Bro.
So that's sort of why I stopped it too. I had no manager then. When he had, Phil Ellis he was called, he was the one that got me into the workshops. I was teaching in schools and prisons in Northern Ireland.
I was there with you.
Did you come up to the prison with me?
No, I'd done all the kids' workshops and all in Ardine.
Yes, I remember that. Did you come and film some of them? Sick. Did you never come to the prison? I would have loved you to come there with me. I'd love to get back into the prisons. But I went up, I met a kid who was in the studios, and he goes, I was in... where was it, Rathdale or something? He goes, I think it was Rathdale. He goes, I was in there when you come up to teach us the poetry. And then I says, can't remember you. He goes, I didn't go to your class. He goes, but I got your CD. I said, you must have stole that off one of the boys. Yeah, but again, there's a load of them, like, who were in jail, and I'd love to go back into that. But Phil Ellis, he died a year before the album came out. And then after I released the album, I didn't care about getting known or famous or not, and I just thought the amount of the Troubles by Name, Troubles by Nature, that album, and I thought, release it, it's a full story of my life, it's done. Yeah. Packed up, moved to Spain, forgot about it, and then it took off.
Did you just stop the music then at that point as well?
Stopped it, bro, stopped it. Just, you have to understand too, like, my thing as well, the Troubles, that wasn't no gimmick, it wasn't me, like, putting on an actor, and I had no one with me. It wasn't like I had a DJ and a producer and we were all a team, like a record label going forward. It was just me, and I had a vision of telling my story, who I was, where I came from, and I know no one could ever tell it because it was individual to me.
100%. I know what every one of them songs are about. Like,
of course you do, because everyone does. Like I said, it's become like a cult classic and all, but when I released it then, I didn't know the effect. You have to remember too, I'm in Manchester as well. Yeah. And I released, I was working on the Troubles for like 7 years. Yeah. So I made like 20 songs that were going to go on the album that never went on it. And I turned that into Belfast Baby, the mixtape. Yeah. And I released that as a free mixtape, 20 songs. But that fucking took, like, everyone in Belfast started loving that and listening to it and downloading it and sharing it. I didn't know. Yeah. I was in Manchester, so everyone in Belfast was like, who's Jun Tzu, Belfast Baby, you heard this? Do you know what I mean? So it created like a buzz of itself. Then with the Troubles album, it's fascinating as well, bro. It's been like 10 years next year.
Fuck, I know.
And it was the trouble. What I've decided to do is next year at the Crumlin Road, I'm going to hire out the Crum again. I want you to come and film it. I'm going to do a live podcast.
Oh, sick. Yeah, that's right. You were saying, yeah.
And I'm going to have my dad and an ex-IRA man who's my dad's friend, and then the prison chaplain of the Crum. Sick. And we'll have a live podcast in front of an audience.
Banging.
And then obviously I'll perform the Troubles album and get a couple of guest performers on too, you know.
Banging, mate.
But that'll be serious, won't it? You'll have to come to that, bro, and film that for us.
He wants me to film it again, 10 years on.
Exactly, imagine that, but this time we'll do it
I'll hire somebody to film it for you.
oh, is that how you're going on this time?
No,
Look at you. So, done all the advert work. When did you talk to me about Jordan Adetunji? When did you make this video? Like, was this only recently or?
Yeah, so basically before that though, when I was working in the ad agency, I got a DM from one of Connor McGregor's best friends.
Right.
And he was like, "Listen, I've seen your work. I want you to come to Vegas with us and film Connor."
I forgot you were working with Connor.
And I was like, "Fuck off." Do you know what I mean? I was just like,
bullshit. I'm being set up here.
yeah, full of shit. But then there was a mutual friend of mine, a fella called D. Graham, who makes suits. He's done the suits for all the Mac Life and Connor and stuff as well. And
right.
I messaged him being like, "Do you know this fella?" And he was like, yeah, it's Connor's mate, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, fuck off. Do you know what I mean? So that happened, and then I got that message, and I was like, right.
You were working for Mac Life, weren't you?
Mm.
Gee, shit, bro.
So he rang me, and a week later I was on the plane with them all going to fucking Las Vegas. And I spent 2 weeks in Las Vegas with Connor. That was the first time, and then we flew back out for
what was that for?
The Khabib fight.
You went to the Khabib fight. You got asked to join the McGregor team at the Khabib fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, gee, come on, bro.
Here, but it was obviously...
And that's a scary fight. What was the atmosphere like? Was it severe?
Well, me and a couple of other ones, we were in this like private box up at the top of the night of the fight. But everyone, like his corner and everyone else, doctors and all, were all down on the floor, obviously, as you know, when that riot happened. And fucking, we were all up top though, and they were all trying to get down, the ones that we were with, and it was just fucking nuts, man. But
yeah, it was serious that night, bro.
It was bad.
It was definitely the most surreal night of the UFC in the UFC history.
It was nuts.
You know, you were watching it in the VIP box up the top.
Aye, but you could consider it you could consider it the nosebleeds. You know what I mean?
Listen, if it's a VIP box, it's not no nosebleed. No. That's the nosebleeds in the crowd.
Yeah.
But you were in your nice, relaxed fucking aircon box.
Bar and all that. It was good.
Gangster shit, bro. That is militant. So
after that, then it was weird. Like word sort of got out that I was like the fight guy. So like I ended up doing 2 weeks in Las Vegas again with Tyson Fury.
Yeah. Who was that for?
His promoter, Top Rank. It's like their promotion.
Yeah.
But he was fighting. He was only sort of like making his way into America.
I remember he had 5 fights against like.
One of them was the one I went to was a guy called Otto Wallin.
I remember Otto. Did he not bust up his eye?
He nearly got beat, man.
Yes, I know he did. I remember it clearly.
It was dodgy, like. But anyway,
that was scary. Fuck's sake.
Did that. Did Connor's fight with Cerrone. And then became the fight guy for a while. Still am. I was doing mixed fight the other week, like.
Yes, I've seen that.
But yeah, and then just from there, mate, I just sort of made moves and things opened, doors opened, and things happened, and now I'm sort of in the drama world a bit more. So
yes,
shooting a bit, camera operating on a few TV shows, and. So
what was the Lucy Liu thing? Have you done a film with her or something?
Yeah, so.
Or is that just your girl, like on the side, or what's the story with that?
Yeah, so I don't know if I can talk about it. I think I probably can. It's out in the press now, but there's a film called Old Guy, and it's starring Christoph Waltz.
Ah, Christoph Waltz is dead, Jay. He is sick. In Django and Unglorious Bastards. No, serious Christoph Waltz.
Do you know what's funny? Whenever we go on the first day, well, it's him and Lucy Liu and Philip Seymour Hoffman, who's dead now.
Is he dead? Who is he?
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
I'll show you. Hold on.
Right, so it's these three, and has he just died recently then, just after shooting this film?
No, so it's his son, but you'll know his face. Seymour Hoffman, hold on. We'll see if we can get a picture up. Do you know him?
Of course I know him.
Yeah, he died recently, but it was his son who was an absolute gentleman. His name's Cooper Hoffman, so it was his like first big break,
his
you know?
First, right. What, acting role?
Yeah.
Right.
So it was him, Lucy Liu, and Christoph Waltz. But you know what's funny, right? On the first day of set, whenever we rocked up, I was standing, all the camera systems building the cameras and stuff, and I was a wee bit giddy about meeting Christoph Waltz. I was like, fuck, I said, gee, like, as you said. Somebody turned around and says, do you know, he was in the Green Hornet. And I was like, the Green Hornet, of all the films to pick, you picked the Green Hornet.
You picked the Green Hornet. What a weirdo. He must have watched that as a kid, loving it.
But then I looked it up. Chudnovsky was the name of his character. So I just, every time I see him, I go, there's Chudnovsky. There's Chudnovsky.
Yeah, that's what he was famous for.
Chudnovsky, like.
Yeah. What I loved about that Christoph Waltz, bro, them two Quentin Tarantino films that he done. One, he plays a raw anti-racist.
Yes.
You know, where he's like, you know, Django's trainer, mentor, down to back him to the death. And then in Inglourious Bastards,
Nazi.
he's the most relentless Nazi Jew killer. Like, he's hunting the Jews, isn't he? Scary, like, sick actor, him, bro.
Unbelievable. It's just it's a weird experience to even be in the same room as these people. They're just so talented.
And were you shooting this film then for them?
I was camera operator, so I was operating the camera. So there was the director of photography on that, this guy called Martin Algren. He shot House of Cards, Power, Altered Carbon, like all these big massive shows. So he was lighting the scene and I was operating the camera basically.
Serious, bro. And is that not released yet then, old guy?
It's just finished a couple of weeks ago, so it'll be in post now for probably about 9 months. It'll be out next year, like.
Yeah. Sick, bro. Sick. Is that your first big like Hollywood movie that you've been a part of then? Yeah,
I'd say so. There was one just before that I'd done called Sunrise, and it had Guy Pearce in it. You know who Guy Pearce is?
I think I do.
He was.
I recognise his face again.
I'd show you it, but anyway, yes. And the guy called Alex Pettifer, who was in Magic Mike, he was like the main guy in Magic Mike beside Channing Tatum.
Right, I've never seen that either. No. I thought that was just a fucking Chippendale show or something.
Well, some people would consider it that. I liked it, I thought it was good.
I never watched. I actually, genuinely, I didn't think it was a film.
Oh, I
thought it was just a fucking Chippendale show or something.
It's a Chippendale show because of the film.
Oh, right, I never watched it.
It's one of those cult classics.
Right, never seen.
Men love it too.
It only came out a couple of years ago, didn't it?
Probably about 8 or 9 now. Like.
Right, fuck's sake, shows your time's going on.
But I went straight off that one onto this one, so.
Yeah, and then when did you do the Jordan Adetunji video?
I did that a couple of years. It was during lockdown.
Now that was brilliant, and you won awards for this, didn't you? Mm-hmm. And I loved it. I watched it the other day, and I was shocked, bro. It was really good. Because what I love about it is, this is what we're gonna do ourselves, but it's the music video where the song is an accompaniment to an actual story that you're trying to tell, and the story doesn't have to correlate 100% with the song.
Well, this is it. So what happened was, we got the song through. Basically, me and my girlfriend at the time, she's a very creative person. She worked in the ad agency I was working in. That's where I met her. So she was basically a graphic designer, creative type, but she wanted to branch out and do more. Do you know what I mean? So I knew I could give her that outlet, or at least help in some regard, because I had the music video background. So Jordan wanted this song. He wanted a music video for the song, and basically when I heard it, I was like, it's a love song, but it can't just be a guy and a girl walking down the street holding hands, yada yada. I've seen it 1,000 times before, and I goes, why don't we put a spin on it, where it's him as a kid, and you know, it's not a love story, it's a story about innocence, 100%. And Shannon, the girl I used to go out with, she was the director with it as well. We co-directed it together, so I focused on the camera work and she focused on the performances, and smashed it, bro. Like, it's my favourite video to this day. Like,
phenomenal. Have you seen it, OJ? Yeah. It's a brilliant piece of work.
So we put it in then, and
what's the name of the song?
Angel.
Jordan Adetunji, Angel. Yeah. Check out the music video online. It's fucking brilliant.
And it just cleaned up, man, at festivals and everything, and fucking... We ended up getting like emails and all being like, oh, you've been recognised at BAFTA and all this here stuff, but you can't win a BAFTA for a music video. It has to be a narrative short film, do you know what I mean, or a film. But like they were like, they gave us a wee wink, like, do you know what I mean? They were like, gee, shit.
Yeah, they were letting you know this is special.
And it's a shame as well, because Shannon, like we had done like a couple of music videos together, and we had this company called Prey, and based like it could have been something massive. Do you know what I mean? Obviously we didn't work out. I'm still good friends with her now. Like, I love her to bits. I'll always love her. But it's just like, if we had have honed in on that, like, God knows what we'd be doing now too.
Of course. But listen, everything happens for a reason. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you still came together. Did she help you with the Jordan video too at the time? See, it makes sense then, you know, you needed to come together at that stage, and that's what was created at that time, and it'll live forever. You know, so I know what you're saying, the what ifs. I thought that about guys I've worked with musically, And I've often thought, oh, imagine me and him stayed tight and what we would have accomplished now. We'd have made 4 or 5 albums or 4, you know what I mean? Music videos all could have went viral. But it's all what ifs in life, you know, what ifs or maybes. You have to deal with the absolutes.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? Like that Scouse kid said.
True.
So it's funny. So what happened was, I got back in touch with Carl. It was funny. I had just binged watched Love Hate with my girl. I said to her, have you ever watched Love Hate? She says, I've never heard of it. And I says, well, what? You need to watch Love Hate and all. And I couldn't remember most of the story. You know, one of them ones. It's been about 10 years or something. It was 2015 or something, wasn't it, the last episode, the last season? So it's been about 10 years since I watched it. So I says to her, you're going to love this. We'll put it on. And
where's your girlfriend from?
Carrick.
Right, okay.
That's her there. So binge watched the whole thing in a few days. Loved it, did. And then I was thinking about Love Hate and all. You with me? And I followed John Connors then. You know what?
You're the Belfast John Connors, though.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say.
You actually are.
John Connors said that himself.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did. So when did you hear? So because he's my favourite character in it too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you haven't watched Love Hate, I suggest you turn this off now and you go and binge watch Love Hate and come back to this. Did you see big fucking John Connors? Spoilers alert. You see where big John Connors and all waxing it, you know, at the end, bro. It just resonated with me. How when he waxed the snitch, the wee rat, you know, the girl rat. Because it annoys me nowadays. That wouldn't have happened. Film wouldn't have allowed that. They would have made fucking John Connors fucking...
Would have got whacked. And
the
snitch
would
would
have
got saved.
arrested. Yeah, and the snitch would have got saved. And you know what I mean? The main character would have been a homosexual and loads of bullshit. No, I'm telling you, bro. I watched Kin. Have you seen Kin?
No.
You don't want to, bro. It's supposed to be like the new Love Hate thing. Done my fucking nut in. Should be called The Legend of Black Eye. The Legend of Miss Black Eye. It's about this woman is basically the Don Dana of everything. Right. She's just like a criminal's wife, but she's smarter, better, and amazing at everything. Do you know what I mean? She orders all the killings. Then season 2, she goes and meets another woman who's the boss of this crime family. I'm thinking, all the crime families then run by women. Like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah. Just surreal, bro. But Love Hate was the best. Yeah. So, binge watched Love Hate, loved it. And then followed John Connors. And then my boys were up from Dublin. And I was saying to one of my mates, fucking love Hate. I want to get John Connors on. And he goes, I know John Connors. He's actually Paco's brother. Paco is his brother. And I said, Paco's like a music manager from down south. So I says, I know Paco. So I messaged Paco. I said, Paco, I'd fucking love to get your brother John on my show, you know. And he goes, funny enough, we're coming up for the Mickey Conlon fight. Yeah. So I says, let's get you on in the day of the Mickey fight. He come up, meet him, loved him and all, give him the DJK shit and all. And then it says, I was talking to, I mentioned your name, and then he goes, I know Carl. He goes, that's actually the reason I'm up. He got me the tickets. I'm coming to see. Next thing later on in the story, I seen you and him stood there together and all. So it was a small world how that. Next thing, I found out then you just worked on John's latest film, The Black Golf, is it called?
Black Guelph.
Guelph. What does Guelph mean?
Guelph is like, so the white Guelph is like the Pope's army years ago.
Yes, he said this, I remember.
So then the black, there is a spin on it. It's like because white is pure, black is dark, and so it's basically the dark underbelly of the Catholic Church. Yeah,
it's deep. It's very deep, very, very deep. So, and you worked on that with him, haven't you?
Yeah, so I was his DOP, so I shot it. I did with your fella Martin Algren I was telling you about. Worked on an old guy. He was the DOP on that, so he lit the scene and created the look of the show. Yeah, that's what I did for John on his film.
Sick, bro. Sick. So then, when I had John on then, and then I went back and I just binge watched Love Hate again. I wrote a song. I wrote a song then and named it Love Hate, you know, and it's like a drill track, Irish drill track, and like references to some of the things and the characters that happens, and it's you know, it's still a real song, but I've threw in wee elements to it here and there. Are you with me? So I wrote that. Then Wonka Wave Records are starting up, and they said they would like to do that as the you know, the grand opening. So I said,
flagship.
Yeah, the flagship. You know what I mean? Carry it like so. Similar to what we've done with Cali Cave Records, you know. So this is going to be the Wonka Wave Records, and he said, let's do this for the first video. Then I says to him, listen, this song here, Love Hate, I don't want it to just be like you said, a generic, you know, in the music video. I wanted it to be a movie. So that's why I reached out to you. I said, listen, Carl, are you going to come back? The prodigal son returns.
yeah. On my knees, begging. Yeah.
The prodigal son returns. And then I said, listen, let's get a bad boy movie.
Of course.
And then you said, listen, let's do this, bro. Let's put a team together.
Yep.
So I messaged John Connors. It says, I'm shooting this song here, Love Hate. I would be an honour if I could have you. He says, you come down to the site.
Yeah.
Can film what you want.
Yeah,
It'll be an honour. So there we'll go, bro.
Sick.
So, and then we're going to get, we'll not say too much, but we're going to get a couple of world-class actors in this.
Yep.
It's going to be a serious movie.
We're going to shoot it. It is going to be a music video. That's the purpose of it. We're going to do like a story at the start, maybe a wee bit in the middle, and then something at the end to tie it all together. It might end up being like a 10-minute thing, you know what I mean?
Yes.
With a song connecting it also.
Yeah.
Just a real creative masterpiece.
Yeah, it's going to be epic, brother. And that's how I envision it too. Like, have you ever seen Bugsy Malone?
Yeah.
Cause a Commotion?
Yeah.
Similar to that. There'll be a wee intro, you know. Don't want to say too much, but if you imagine Love Hate, it's going to be like that. There'll be like, you know, me trying to, you know, worm my way through the underworld and then end up getting to meet Big John Connors with the boys, the Gypsy boys, you know what I mean, down there. Be serious.
Unreal.
So it's going to be special, bro. I'm very excited about the projects that we've got coming up, you know.
Me too, bro.
I really am indeed. And what's your plan then going forward? You're going to America at the end of the month.
Going to LA at the end of the month with John.
With John.
That film that we shot, it's getting its North American premiere in LA, so we're excited about it. If it wins that festival, it'll be basically longlisted for an Oscar, so that's a massive thing, you know, because it's already won a big festival over in Europe, so if it wins this one as well, then it'll, you know.
Serious. And this is the Black Elf. Serious.
It'll be insane, bro. Like, I haven't even fathomed it yet, you know.
Yeah. Sky's the limit, my brother. You're still young. You're fresh.
30.
See what I mean, brother? That's it, bro. You know.
I didn't start until I was 22, bro.
Exactly. So you're only
or 21.
You're a young pup still here, cracking on, my bro.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what, it's good to link back up with you. And it's been mad seeing your progression through the years. I remember you 10 years ago, bro. I remember when we had the pig gig together.
Pig gig, yeah.
Remember me getting angry or something like that?
I seen Terry Conlon the other night after we spoke about the pig gig on the phone. I hadn't seen him in years.
Now Terry Jr.
Terry Jr.
Yes.
Ran into him in Kelly Cellars. I was out for a pint and he just went, God, what about you? And I was like, fuck it. I was like, I was with John the other day and fucking
sick.
Just cad by the way all those things just connect, you know what I mean?
I love Terry and what was his brother called?
Chesney.
Wee Chesney. And Terry Senior.
Yeah.
You know, did you the pig
I met
gig
them
was
all,
the pig gig was incredible. Went down, this is in South Armagh, Cullyhanna. Down in Cullyhanna, and it was a big gig, and who was there? Kenneth something from the Chieftains.
I can't remember.
There was someone from the Chieftains there and all. And I'd done my raps and all. Brilliant gig, wasn't it, bro? Serious. Remember the spit roasted the big pig and all.
Wasn't for me though.
Did you not like the big spit roast pig?
Bro, it didn't taste how I imagined it to taste. It was just like
No, I understand.
Wasn't smoked or anything.
Yeah. But you have to do them well. There is a real technique to doing them spit roast properly. Sure, see in Manchester at the Christmas fairs, they always have them big fucking spit roasts, and you get the pork sandwiches. You know what I mean?
Applesauce.
Yes, applesauce. No, but they're not the best. I know what you mean, bro. So, it was good though.
We're off on one about applesauce here, but yeah.
No, but I did enjoy the pig gig. It was serious. I'd like to go back and do something like that with them boys. You know, again. But
he's a wee baby on the way now.
Who? Which one?
Both of them.
Chesney and Terry. They're legends. They are. Did you ever hear the remix they done of my song, Here Lies a Soldier?
Aye. Here lies a soldier of the cause.
Yeah.
That was sick, bro, wasn't it?
Here, it fucking give me a run for my money.
It's the way Terry comes out with it. It's pure.
And
here lies a soldier
of the cause. That's how he sings it. And then what about the boy on the accordion?
Aye, sick,
he sat there playing. Listen, go and type in Here Lies a Soldier remix or cover. Yeah, Here Lies a Soldier cover. And you'll see them. There's like 4 boys sat, and it looks like a pub. An old pub, and they're sat there and the belt out there. So funny enough, my brother Adam in Spain, before I moved to Spain, he sent it me and said, check out these boys. You
Oh,
know.
that's how you got to know them.
Then I watched it and messaged them, and I was doing a show at the Empire.
Yes.
And I said to them, do you just want to come to the Empire and we'll perform it live together?
Yes. Sick.
So they did. Then Terry and Chesney came.
I was
and we
there.
done it live.
I was
Oh,
there.
right, the 4/4s.
Yeah.
Shit, you were all my shit,
The
bro.
4/4s. Do you remember the 4/4s?
The 4/4s.
Bro,
show.
I just had
only-
a panic attack there. That's insane.
Yeah.
The 4/4s.
Yeah, that was my thing. I came up with that. So look, there was 4. My plan was, right?
Dan McGill and all.
Yes, listen.
Bro.
The plan was this, right? I wanted to do 4 shows. OJ, write this down. Take notes. I was going to do 4 shows, right? A year. And obviously there's 4 elements to hip-hop. There's rapping, there's DJing, there's graffiti, and there's breakdancing. So they're the 4 elements, you know? And I was going to include that in everything. I was thinking I always wanted to have like a live graffiti artist at the gig. And he does a piece at the gig. So when the gig starts, he starts his piece. And then throughout the night, you can see him progress.
Everybody be high as fucking kites, bro, with all that
Oh,
fucking...
shit. Do it out the front then.
Outdoor gig.
The graffiti can do that out the front as they're all queuing or something. You with me? And then you've got break dancers. The break dancers were there break dancing. And then we had the DJs and the fucking... It was sick. You with me?
John Connor's making pipe bombs in the corner.
You know what I mean, bro? That would be serious.
Yeah, he's getting that.
Yeah. No, well, we've got the Bugsy show coming. I want to try and get a few special guests to turn up to there too, you know what I mean? Like some celebrities to sit into the show.
So-
Especially for next year, for the Troubles, you know, the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
I want to make that special. And I'll have like some VIP and I'm going to have it as well as a sit-down show. Like I said, it's going to be a live podcast followed by a live performance.
Yes.
So I want them all to actually sit there and
Take it in.
take it in.
Yeah.
Last time, if you can remember, there was just like a big drunken...
Aye. Yeah, I was
Free
up on
for
the
all.
balcony. I was up the...
I remember you, bro. I can remember it clearly like it was yesterday. I remember you up filming it. No,
Yeah.
still never even fucking seen any of that footage. Fuck knows where it was. Shows you how well I was involved back then. I didn't give a single fuck. but-
Disclaimer, it's nothing to do with me.
I can imagine. I know. But listen, this time around it's going to be serious. We've got some serious work coming up. Big shout out to Wonka Wave Records with the Jun Tzu bars. No, if you've never had one of them Jun Tzu bars, I wouldn't recommend it.
Oh, you were telling me about that.
I had one. Listen, I had one. I had one the other week. It fucking nearly destroyed me. I was thinking of saying to him, just change them from 1,000 down to about 500, like a normal bar.
I don't know what any of that means. Like, I don't smoke weed or anything, but like...
You've never smoked weed?
Smoked it once. So everybody's just tried it once, like
Yeah.
16 or 17. Wasn't
Yeah.
for me. Panic attack straight away, and that was it. Nada.
Yeah. See, I'm funny, bro. I smoked weed since I was 12, but I've never took anything else in my whole life. Never been I've never been enticed by anything, and I've never seen weed as a drug. You know, it's a plant. They used to smoke it there, get high. You with me? And write tunes. Now I don't even fucking get high.
Yeah.
Just smoke weed, bro. You with me? And just enjoy it, and it helps like my creativeness. Mad? No.
It's weird, like, because I have ADHD and I have OCD as well, recently diagnosed. It's weird because, like, my thoughts, I, like, ruminate over thoughts. So, like, I could just imagine if I was smoking weed, I would just be 20 times worse, bro. Do you know? It just wouldn't help me. People say take weed for anxiety. I think it does the opposite. Do you know what I mean? Well, that's for me personally, bro. You know? Yeah. Nearly every one of my friends smoke weed, so I've no problem with it, like, but I just, for me personally, I couldn't, you know?
Listen, I know what you're saying, brother. You know, each to their own. I remember giving it to my cousin. He started hallucinating and all, you know, when we were kids.
On
And
weed?
Yeah. Started saying he could see demons and all this shit.
bro.
But you can do that, you know, especially if you don't smoke weed and you take a high dosage straight away. Like, you can fucking
Take a Jun Tzu.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Bro, it happened to me the other night. I'm not going to lie to you. I tried a Jun Tzu bar and it fucking fucked me up, bro.
Oh, really?
But I wasn't too mong to give a fuck. But I was seeing fucking all sorts of shit. And I was just fucked. I thought I'm too high here. But the edibles are a different gravy. If you don't smoke weed, be careful with the edibles, you know.
Are they stronger?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're different. It's proper edibles. See, most people as well don't understand about decarboxylating the weed and making it psychoactive.
Right.
You with me? So you could put in loads of trim or something into something and think that you're making space cakes, but
Right.
it's not.
Right.
And you could eat loads of it and maybe get a wee bit high. But if you decarboxylate it correctly and make the cannabinoids psychoactive for when they get consumed,
Yes.
then it's game over, bro. Then you have to be careful, you know, because you can really fucking blip out. Like, remember I got my wee sister to make us one, and her and her boyfriend tried it. They were fucked. boyfriend always tripping balls, and all my sister was vomiting and all. I was thinking, oh, stop the lights, you know.
So, like, what do they actually taste like, though?
Well, the Wonkas are special. That they're made by like a Michelin star chef. I witnessed it with my own eyes. It's phenomenal. They all hand pulled and they roll up all the
like
sweets.
Like a Lint TV ad, you know.
Chop the sweets into pieces. No, mind blowing, brother.
Chocolat.
Really mind blowing. Real mind blowing swag. So yeah. So it's really good to see it turning into a record label. And it's going to be special getting this movie done with your brother.
Sick, bro. Can't wait.
It really is. Like I said, we've never done one.
I know.
We've never done a video, and this is why.
I think, though, years ago, I'm putting it out there, years ago I was on him for a music video, and I thought that you thought I wasn't worthy.
It's true. Listen.
But right now...
I can remember.
You know what I mean? He was like, let me see some of your stuff, and all.
Listen.
You can come take photos of me or something, though. You know?
But tell the truth, though, brother.
No, I did give him my first shout. No,
and not only that, I never looked down my nose, actually. I just thought, bro, you know, because you have to remember, too, there was about 5 or 6 guys wanting to do music videos with me at the time. And I was working with Oliver. Mm-hmm. And he was sick. And he was sick, so I was thinking, why? Like, why? You understand what I'm saying?
I'm only slagging him. Yeah.
No, but it's true what you're saying. Some people do. There's a funny thing about Eminem and Cannabis. And I met Cannabis, you know, the rapper Cannabis. So I met Cannabis when their 2 debut albums were due to be released at the same time. Mm-hmm. And the hype and the talk was all about Cannabis, because Cannabis was signed with Wyclef Jean.
Oh, right. Okay.
And everyone was saying this is going to be the new big rapper. Apparently Dre has some white guy, and he's going to drop his album too.
Right.
But no one knew this magnitude.
Yeah,
you with me?
Yeah.
So at the time, Eminem heard Cannabis, and Eminem reached out to Cannabis and said, would you be up for doing a collab? Yeah. And Cannabis said, no, too busy and all. Released their albums. Cannabis has sort of flopped. Eminem's
blew up.
More than blew up. Became one of the probably the biggest rap album of all time, like the Slim Shady LP.
Yeah.
So after that, then what happened? Cannabis went to Eminem and says, let's do a track. Mm-hmm. And you would imagine Eminem then being a dick, saying like, no, I give you your chance, and you said no. Eminem still said, yeah, cool, let's do it. Then Cannabis sent him a track over, and then Eminem said, don't like that beat, we'll find something else. Cannabis then took the hump, went and wrote a diss track to Eminem on the beat. Then Eminem dissed Cannabis back. Then Cannabis went and made a full album dedicated to dissing Eminem.
Fuck me.
And it's one of my favourite rappers, Cannabis, but he made a full album called See True Hollywood Stories. And he had a song called Stan 2. Right. Stan didn't die, and he brought Stan back, and it was just mind-blowing.
It's a bit obsessive, though,
really obsessive. And I was like, oh my goodness. But it shows you sometimes.
I've heard that same story being told in the grime industry in London. I lived in London for 2 years. I left that part out of my story.
Yeah.
So I can't get into it, actually. There's certain famous singers who are massive, I mean astronomical massive, who have a good touch and a good hand in the hip-hop industry, in, you know, the urban industry, who some people have reached out for, you know, songs to do with him, and he's never turned any of them down once, but he's maybe said, I'm not sure about the song, why don't we revisit it and do something else? And they've took the hump and went, fuck this, fuck them, who do you think you are, you know? Yeah. But he's never once said no. Yes. And that's what's so nice, because he's astronomical now. Yes. You know what I mean? And
listen, this is the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth as well. Don't be fucking butthurt. Like, if I went to someone and says to someone, I'd love to do a track with you, and they actually went, nah, bro, it's not for me, I wouldn't instantly be like, I dare you. I'd just be like, okay, I get it, bro, sweet. And I'm not going to, they're not my enemy then. I don't have to hate them. I can still enjoy their music and talk highly of them, because, you know, don't be defined of people what people think of you. Yeah. 100%. You still have to keep your realness, you know what I mean?
But that story I'm telling you was told to me from the horse's mouth, from the person I'm talking about,
yeah,
you know?
Of course.
And they said to me, they were like, listen, I you know, I'm a pop artist now, but I love, you know, rap music. That's what I grew up listening to. And all these people have came to me and they've said, do you want to do this? And I've never once said no to any of them. And I'm willing to do it. But the fact that they're, you know, not that their music isn't good enough, it's that let's revisit it and do a different song, or let's do it this way and collaborate. They just want his name on it. And he's still willing to let them do that. Yeah. So it just shows, you know, no matter how big you get, some people don't change, but it's the other people asking for the favours who are the wankers.
Of
you know what I mean?
course, all the time, bro. So you find that a lot. That's a real fact. And then you know what you usually find. I was talking to OJ about these same things. Sometimes, you know, there is a real saying that says a favour can get you killed quicker than a bullet. You know, and it's so true.
Bro.
It was a famous, an infamous Dublin gangster said that to me.
Right.
And I always remembered it. He said, he said, put that in a song. You'd like that in a song. But it's a favour can get you killed quicker than a bullet. And it's so true. I was saying to OJ, sometimes, you know, you do favours for these kids or whatever, or these lads, you know, who are trying to be up-and-comers. And they take it the wrong way. They think like you're trying to gain something off them, or and you're thinking like, whoa, it's egos through the roof. That's all it is. And you clock that, and it's funny. People could say it's a thing here or it's a thing Manchester. It's a worldwide thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's always going to be jealousy and like, I tell you what it is. So it's funny. You know, like bosses. Yes. People always say, see the boss, he doesn't do no work. Just drives about in his big car. Oh, does he? That's what you see him. You just see him driving about in the big fucking car.
What about the 30 years it took to get to that point?
You get me, bro? It's like it's a
Standing
hatred.
On a
just a
fucking
hatred
street
for
corner.
success. Just a hatred. So in their mind, they're thinking, he just drives about and doesn't do fuck all. But as if, what are you talking about? So how's he got this business? How are you working for him? He's paying you. But he just drives about there. So I just woke up one day, you know what I mean? 100%. It's not reality, and it's like it's just a bitterness. It's a bitterness for someone, looking for someone to blame rather than focusing on your own shit, thinking I'm going to do something
Sacrifice
special.
your time to go and do what he did or she did.
Exactly. You know, it's funny. It's easy to point the finger, isn't it, brother?
100%.
You know, listen, it was fucking good to talk to you, my bro.
Fucking anytime, bro.
Obviously, listen, we've not seen the last of him. We're gonna be doing a lot with you, my bro. Well, saying that they might have seen the last of you because you're usually on the other end of the camera. Yeah, maybe. So this is the fella, bro, who when you see some movies coming from Jun Tzu and all, this is the boy directing them. Yo, my brother, you're a fucking G. Much love, Carl, brother. God bless, folks. Respect. What's happening? This is Jun Tzu.